like with the acting industry, what's kind of always like baffled me is just like watching you and your journey as like a teenager, a young adult. It's like you're in a career where essentially like you're only getting income when you get a job. So it's like freelance basically.
It is.
But it's such an oversaturated market from what it seems. So there's like a lot of times where, and we've all been there, every one of like our friends or whatever has been there, where it's like you want to do things, but you have to watch your finances. But like a lot of us at that time maybe didn't know what we wanted to do, or we could just get full-time jobs. Mm-hmm. But you're an actor. Like if you get a full-time job, it's now going to hinder the opportunities of the career that you actually want to do. Like how was that for you in those times? And where did you get the kind of dedication to like still stick with it instead of just saying, you know what, I'm just going to get a full-time job, or maybe like a job that involves like the experience I've learned, like a drama teacher
or something like that.
What's kept you on that straight and narrow, and how was it for you going through that period?
The thing is, it's kind of mad because it's like because I do know people that like who do still have like full-time jobs and do acting, but then again, some of them you look at their CV and you're like, you know, you can see like this takes precedence, but they still got, you know, they still got money, still got finances, etc. But it's like, for me, what I've realized anyway as I've got older is like, you know, the money will come. That's what it is. Like the money will come, and I think that a lot of people, rightly so, do get stressed about, you know, that's why a lot of people drop out, because they're like, am I going to make any money out of this long term? It's not working. I just want to kind of live my life. Like I want a salary where I can be able to do things. I can go on holiday twice a year. I can do whatever I want. You know, I think for me, because this is the thing, back in the day when we used to, do you know what I mean? We'd be at studio, whatever, and we used to talk about it, and we always used to be like, me, bruv, how come you always have so many, you've gone to like, so always have these random jobs, like going from job to job sort of thing. Yeah. And for me, it's just because I didn't have anywhere where it was like, that was, I think, compatible with what I needed to do. And even the things that were, I just found them like soul destroying. Like when we used to work at Listen, like Listen was all right for a time, but I remember there was a point at Listen, and I think this literally just completely like made me spiral in terms of my mental health and like depression. There was literally just a time at Listen where like, I don't think I've even told you this, where like, I can't remember what, it was just one day, it's just like my mind just literally hit the floor, and like I was just there at work and I just started crying. I didn't even know why I was crying.
Really?
Yeah, and I didn't even know. Like I was literally just there, like tears come. I wasn't like, but like just tears coming out. I didn't know. Like, and I think it was that disconnect because there's no manual telling you this is how acting works. Yeah. Like you can do all the things they say you're supposed to do, get headshots, get a show reel, you know, network with casting directors, blah, 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 blah. But there's no manual and there's no guarantee that you're going to be where you want to be. And I feel like, especially hitting the ground running, I think that Right Move job was maybe the second audition I had professionally. And I got it. And then, as we said, like things rolled on from there. Yeah. It was almost like a kind of, almost a set up for this false sense of expectation. Like, you're just going to...
You've hit the ground running, you're getting job after job, and you feel like it's going to continue.
It's exactly that. And then when it doesn't, you're like, okay, shit. And then when you're working at a job like Listen, where it's like, you, as we know, like with that kind of line of work, like call center job, like the way, you know the techniques of how to try and get people to coerce them into giving money, etc. But like, it's just not a...
It was kind of like a factory, because they looked for people that wanted part-time work. And there's a lot of companies that will do that. And you'll go there and you're working with, models, actors, musicians. Mm-hmm. See, Octavian worked with us.
Yeah.
We blew up, and
the people like Blizzard, like from Manchester, innit? Like back in the day, like
those are people that clearly they had other passions, but they just needed the money. And companies like that see that and then exploit them. And it's just mundane work. They know no one wants to be there, but they know that we'll do the job and we'll take shifts
and we'll do it well as well,
they
because
don't really care about how we're feeling about it, or, you know, there's not a lot of leniency to, you know, there was flexibility, but
definitely, there was definitely flexibility.
In terms of the environment, it was just like very factory like. But yeah, I didn't know that. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, like, and I think that's when I think I left. No, because I think we were on like hiatus for some reason because I was doing the legacy calls, and then I think not long after that I left. But it's weird because as I've got older, it's kind of like you worry less about the money, and I think also part of it comes from definitely from budgeting, like, and from understanding that you may get this $5,000 for this job, but this $5,000 could be your next paycheck for the next 4 months. So you as you get older, you understand like this money ain't gonna be around forever. Again, right move thing. You get the money from that, and you're like, yeah, we're going Norwich, and I'm gonna get these exclusive Timberlands from the Timberland shop for $3, and all this mad stuff. Yeah, and then you're like, you know, but then you look back on that and you think, why did I do that? But it's because you don't know any better. Like, you know, you do that, but then you get another job, you get McDonald's, you get whatever. And you think it's just an endless stream, but it's not.
It's crazy to even hear, like, because most people that work 9 to 5, like, you're getting like a regular, you know, a monthly, you know, allowance, a salary that you know exactly how much it is. So people that have 9 to 5s, to hear like you might get $5,000 for like a day's work, they'll be thinking, what?
Yeah.
But then like when you actually think about it, you don't know when your next job's coming in. That $5,000 could be like 9 months before your next job comes
literally
in. And when you divide $5,000 by that amount, you know what I mean?
Not much.
You're
It's not
looking
much.
at a lot less.
Yeah, it's not much at all. Really, when you think about it, it's not much at all. So it's like, I think definitely come with age, you understand that a bit better, and you're like, okay, I've got this to play with, let me put half away, or let me put whatever away. Do you know what I mean? And then also it's about reinvesting. So it's like, okay, let me put half away, but do you know what? Ain't updating my show reel in a couple of years or a year. Let me update my show reel, put some money towards that. Let me get some new headshots, because that will do you good in the long run. Do you know what I mean as well?